Hey everyone, hope you're well. Hey everyone, I hope you're well. I've not made a video for a while, but I wanted to make this one because it's kind of happening as we're as the day's progressing. So there's been a lot of posts recently about, buying at the low end of the range, selling at the top end of the range, and particularly, I always use this kind of the center line of the risk range. This is how I represent the risk range on TradingView. Using this box here. Normally people use it for, this is my entry price, this is my stop loss, and this is my take profit, but I don't. I use it as this is the current price, low end of the range, top end of the risk range, okay? So these are from Hedgeye. Now this other funny thing that we've got here is the bridge bands. I never get their name right, so I'll put it when I post the on the arena, the guys that made these. I've found them super helpful, okay? So at the outset, they say it's a daily product, so it's keep it on the daily time frame, okay? So this, I'll let them explain it. Maybe they'll make a video, whatever, okay? But this for them is their trend range. That's what I'm taking it as, okay? I've found this super helpful if you go down the down the time frames, okay? And I'll show you why. So when I'm normally setting a chart up, I mark out the daily ranges, and then for me, I've found the 4 hour super helpful. That's this one I've got here, okay? So you can see, right, go back to daily. Daily, everything's green, it's above the trend line, okay? If we go down to the 4 hour, so this is the copper chart, copper futures, and you can see it's below the trend on the 4 hour, okay? Same on the 2 hour. Just edging it on the 1 hour. If we go down even further, okay, so you can see at the low end of the risk range, from this is updated from today, okay, so the price has moved off of the low end of the range and slowly started to move up. And if you look here, so we're on 30 minutes, let's see if we can go down even lower, okay, so the price went above 15 minute. Again, the guys say not to use this, but I've found it super helpful, okay? You can look again, this trend, it's just popped above the trend on the 30 minute. And then if we go to 1 hour, so at the bottom end of at the low end of the range, obviously I'm in the UK, so for me, I can trade these before the US Open, so before a lot of you guys are even awake. But I already had a position set in my order book at the low end of the range, okay, so that got triggered, okay, so that's me bought at the low end of the range, let's put it that way, okay, so I've opened a long copper position at the low end of the range, done. Now how am I going to build this position up? Well, earlier on this morning when it broached this 30-minute line, I also, sorry, I had to stop the recording there for a second. So a buy position triggered at the low end of the range as per Hedgeye, okay, then when this on the 30-minute was broached, I opened another I think it was a 50 basis points, another 50 basis points position, okay. So the one at the low end of the range for me, that was 1%, so 100 basis points. Now I'm at 150. Let's go up a bit more. And I tend to mark, I tend to have them, but it makes a lot of mess, okay? But now we've got this trend again on the 1 hour. Okay, what I tend to like is if some of these line up. So on the 2 hour, there's a big gap up to the 2 hour one, okay? So I've got no idea what the probability is, okay? But there's a chance that if it breaks this 1 hour, there's a chance it could run all the way up to this 2 hour. So for me, I'm using leverage. So let's say 1.5% run at 20 times leverage. That's 30%. Well, let me do some terrible maths here. 1.7 times 20. There you go, 34%. Okay. So if this 1 hour is broken, I'm going to open another 50 basis points position. So now I'm up to, so now being here, you know, I've opened 100, 150, 200 basis points, all within reach of the low end of the range. So I'm at a 2% position, but the most important thing is I wasn't adding all the way down here. So because I used leverage, I had a 0% position because I sold, you know, a couple of weeks ago all the way over here. So I'm at 0. I'm slowly building up now. The fact that it came all the way down just meant that copper for me, it wasn't on my radar. I wasn't paying attention to it. But now it's at the low end of the range. I can start building up. 1, you know, an order, a preset order that was already in at the low end of the range triggered. Okay. 2, I added again when that 30-minute trend line was broken. Now I'm looking here and I'm watching this, and I'm going to add again, bringing it up to roughly 2% when this one triggers. So that's how I use these to add into positions. Let's try and find a couple of other. There's quite a big gap between the 1 hour and the 2 hour trend, and then the 4 hour is, yeah, all the way up here. So there's quite a few big gaps, so there's a chance that it could really gap up. But if you look at something else, this is, okay, so on the 4 hour, we've got it here at 41.33. This is on E-mini futures. Okay, roughly in the same place. This on the 2 hour is starting to catch up to it. Okay, so I would probably put an order in there, a buy position there maybe. Go down. Yeah, so it's all roughly in the same, place. 4.33 on the 4 hour, slightly less, and slightly higher on the 1 hour. Okay, so it's all in and around this area. Let me see. No. So this is WTI. Let's go up. So the trend is here. The 4 hour is here. 4 hour. 2 hour. Yeah, so the 4 hour and the 2 hour. So I'd probably put another buy order in around this price, 64.30. Okay, because the lower end of this range has moved right the way up. You know, since Friday, the low end up again on this shorter time frame. The range has moved right up. Okay. You can see that the range pulled off a lot as we went through into Friday, and now it's turned again. All right. So this is down on the daily time frame. I realized that I'm swapping around a lot, but I'm trying to find something, and it was just happening right as it came up on the. Why is it done that? Come on, there we go. As it was happening here on copper. Okay. I don't know if that translates to the ETF. So this is the copper ETF. This is what's currently an open position on risk ranges, RTA. Okay, so the daily trend is here in accordance with the bridge bands. Okay, 27.17. So slightly lower, down at 2660. 28, so it's above that one. And on the 1 hour, but where is it? That's the important one. So 2860. 2840, so there's roughly, so there's about 20 cents difference between them, but it's roughly in the same area. What about Freeport macro? You know, it's roughly in the same place. Just looking at prices, you know, so on the 1 day, 4 hour, we're looking at quite a lot lower, but on the lower time frames. So there's a chance at least, you know, it's going to bounce between here on the 1 day and up here on the shorter, much shorter time frame. Okay, so you got like a 7 or 8% band to work with. So yeah, but this is how. So I use this sort of stair step. So I didn't have any position. I wasn't adding to any of it on this way down. Okay. So I wasn't going into a losing position. Opened it at the low end of the range, opened it again as it broached that 30-minute. Now we're sitting here waiting for this 1 hour. Okay, so if we can break this level again, I'll add again, like I said. So I'm at roughly 150 basis points now. At 453 in a bit, I'll add again. That'll bring us up to 200 basis points in the position, you know, and then we'll just wait and see. We'll manage it, and whether it's going to get up to this on the 2 hour. Like I said, I'm here watching all these different things all the time, so it's going to be different. People are going to have to manage how they do it. Someone who's got, you know, a full-time job is not going to be able to do it the way that I do it. I'm constantly looking at this, you know, so there's a good chance that because I'm using leverage, it doesn't even need to get to this 2 hour and I'll start coming out of the position. So, you know, this is just something I've found to be able to layer into a position. So I hope it helps for people. This was a bit rushed. I wanted to do it because it was right there. The kids are running around. It's a bit manic, but let me know if it's helpful. If it's not, I'll try and do it again. Try and make it a bit more simple. So we'll see. Let me know how it goes. Cheers. Bye.